Here's the big news to go over today is the Pittsburgh Steelers have made more moves and ahead of their crucial playoff game on Monday. Not only have they made a very interesting move, but we have some huge injury updates surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers as they practice today. But not only that, a ton of brand new updates surrounding DeMeco Ryans and his Texans surrounding injuries and also their master plan as the Steelers look to adjust and get ready for the biggest game in a very long time. Ton of updates to go over, moves, everything, folks. But before we get into it, just a quick thank you for all the support. You guys have been absolute beasts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a crazy past few days for the Steelers, and obviously we know they're preparing for their playoff game on Monday, and they have made a very notable move here. And this is one that you probably haven't heard this guy's name in weeks now, but defensive tackle Isaiah Loudermilk has officially returned to practice, but he does remain on the injured reserve list, but he is on now officially the designated for return list, which means he has a 21-day window to either activate Loudermilk or he will stay on the list. Now, we think back all the way to September 17th when he went down with a severe ankle injury, and this is a defensive tackle now in Loudermilk, and I'm going to dive into what impact he could have, especially as we approach Monday and what everything kind of means going forward here, because quite frankly, folks, this is a very notable move, even though, again, at this point in time, like I say, every move is notable because of the stakes. But before we get into, and you're going to want to stay tuned for a few crucial updates and what this move means going forward, I do want to say that this video is brought to you by Kalshi, and if you download it using the link below and enter code DIGESTNFL, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. And Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, pretty much anything, ladies and gentlemen. And whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere else across the country, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. And for sports fans, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. And you can see here, you can trade yes or no on the upcoming game against the Texans. And me personally, I'm going to be trading yes. If you trade $100 on yes, you win $239 if the Steelers win against the Texans. And folks, quite frankly, it is a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. So make sure to download Kalshi with the link in the description, and don't forget to use code DIGESTNFL to get your $20 bonus. Yes, Digest NFL, and thank you once again to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Folks, let's get back into the news. So, of course, we're talking about Loudermilk. Now, he was a 5th-round pick back in 2021. He appeared in 60 games, started 7 of them, but he's had a pretty interesting career. Obviously, he went to the University of Wisconsin, but the reason this is notable is because his practice window is now open. It is a 21-day window, and depth at this point is going to be very, very crucial. And as we dive into some of the injury updates on both sides, of the spectrum here for the game, both the Steelers and the Texans, every little move is notable. And let's go ahead and dive into it. So, couple different things here. Of course, Rodgers, Chronic, they're always going to be on the injury list. Everyone is basically a full participant, including TJ Watt for the second straight week. Cameron Heyward, he is the veteran, is going to be resting, so he is an LP. But Loudermilk, again, now back, he is limited participant. And Jonnu Smith, dealing with a gluteus maximus injury to his butt, essentially, he is a limited participant. Now, this isn't ideal. At this point, every little bit of, every injury you can avoid, you obviously want to during this point of the season, but he is dealing with a glute injury. So that's just something to keep in mind. But again, having as many depth pieces as you can, and in, Loudermilk finally getting ready to come back, it is very important. I mean, we think back to his rookie season, he played 15 games. He's going to be someone that if he's available and if he's healthy, which might not be for Monday, but maybe beyond the playoffs, if injuries or, deeper into the playoffs rather, if they advance against the Texans, injuries start to pile up. It's a crazy time of year. It's nice to have him back. And of course, for Jonnu Smith, we have to keep an eye on that. So that's going to be crucial. But the good news is TJ Watt, good to go. Cameron Heyward, all these guys, good to go. And you could see during practice today, TJ Watt, of course, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, Jack Sawyer even working on their pass rush moves. And quite frankly, the Texans, they're going to, the Steelers are going to need to match the Texans' defensive intensity. And I'm not saying that they have the same skill level as the Texans, even though the Steelers are the highest paid defense in the NFL and they had the highest, similar ceiling to the Texans. The Texans have been absolutely dominant over their past 9 games or 8 games during their win streak. And of course, they have Will Anderson. They have other guys. The Steelers got to get ready to go. And I want to see TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Herbig, Sawyer, all these guys really give it to CJ Stroud, who hasn't had a fantastic year. And we're seeing the vibes after that insane win against the Ravens be sky high. You can see here from Mike DeFabo, led by Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers running backs and quarterbacks hoisted equipment assistant Kyle Powers on their shoulders and chanted, "Rudy, Rudy, Rudy." You can see here from Brooke Pryor, vibes in Pittsburgh are at an all-time high. And this is what you want to see. There's no team closer than the Pittsburgh Steelers when it comes to a clubhouse, or I guess chemistry, and just together off the field. Of course, spearheaded by Mike Tomlin. And the injury report's looking good. Like, little things are going to pop up, which is why that move of the Loudermilk is pretty important. But speaking of injuries, we can dive into the Texans' injuries. Now, you can see here, they have a lot more limiteds than, of course, we do, though most of them are expected to play. As you can see here, a couple of, DNPs, and then, of course, heading into Friday, the only one is Jahar Jordan. He is a DNP on Friday, though rumor is he's kind of expecting to play. He's, of course, their running back, or their second or third string running back, but they're, Titus Heyward, and of course you have Trent Brown. I know it's a little bit hard to read. A lot of these guys are limited. You compare that to the Steelers, two LPs, one of which you're not really expecting to come back in Loudermilk, and then Jonnu Smith, who's going to be fine. The Steelers have the advantage in the injury department, but that only really matters if they can take advantage of, not the injuries, because you never want to wish injuries upon anyone, but take advantage of what has been a struggling, a really hot Texans team. But you can get to CJ Stroud, right? And I have faith in Aaron Rodgers and his experience at the NFL level in the playoffs to be less scared, quite frankly, than CJ Stroud. Like, CJ Stroud is going to be, carried by his defense. The defense is going to be what they are going for. But you need a great mentality for everyone. You can see here about, like I mentioned earlier in the video, like 58% of the voting is kind of on, the odds are saying 58%, 60% of people are, trading on the Texans. I think the Steelers got a really good shot here, and people are underestimating them. Now, Chris Boswell also spoke out about his missed extra point today, and he said, honestly, in the moment, I don't know if it was blocked, which it was. I don't watch film anyway, and everybody kind of cracks jokes about that, but how I hit it felt really good. Obviously, it took the path that it did, and they're calling it a tip, but I have no idea. So I want to bring this up because a big factor in the game is going to be, the Steelers and Chris Boswell. I don't expect this game to be a crazy big shootout. The Texans defense is great. The Steelers defense, when they're rolling, is absolutely great. Two quarterbacks. DK Metcalf is back, which can't be understated as well. You have to continue to go out and I'm curious to see what Arthur Smith's going to do. He's being recruited by the Titans for a head coaching job. How are they going to adjust? The vibes can be high all you want. You can have all the vibes in the world heading into this game. Like I mentioned yesterday, Aaron Rodgers loving Mike Tomlin and the vibes he's creating. None of it matters unless you go out and win, and you have a really good chance to do that. And someone who's going to be crucial in this game is, of course, the matchup of Nico Collins and Joey Porter Jr. You can see here from Mike DeFabo of The Athletic, Steelers writer, of course. This was an excerpt, and it says, when Collins and Porter are matched up, it will be one of the biggest tests of the season and one of the most significant games of his career to date. And, of course, the Texans don't have a ton of offensive powerhouse, weapons. The running backs are okay. They're kind of mid. Their wide receivers are mid outside of course, Nico Collins, who is really, really good. But you have Joey Porter Jr., one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And it's exciting that we can say that now because it is official. That's going to be a crazy matchup. Now, whether they go man or zone, we'll see what Terrell Austin does. But, folks, let me know if you're excited for that matchup because it's going to get crazy. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.